Now let's get inside the CDN profile. Here we are having that CDN profile. See here, this is my endpoint. If you want to add multiple endpoints, you can just add that multiple endpoints from here. But let's say if I'm getting inside that endpoint, so here there are multiple options. Either you can connect with the custom domain. Let's say whenever I'm accessing the netflix.com, it will redirect it to this particular CDN provider, right? So you can add that custom or domain name. Here we have the compression. So if you want to compress your data, format compress, so you can just compress that data by using this. Compression is not like that you are converting that data. No, you are just going to compress that data. So there multiple options are also present. So you can just choose that options as well. Caching rule. And let me just go through the geofiltering. Geofiltering means what? Here we have that action of allow or deny. Let's say Netflix is not going to access by India location. Then I can block that India location from here. I can simply say that block and I will use that India location over here. So I can just choose that India from here, right? So you can either allow or block from here as well. Multiple regions you can select it from here. Okay. Now here we have a caching rule. Caching rule means what? How you want to cache that data. So CDN is nothing but it's a kind of a cache. CDN is nothing but it's a kind of a cache only. But CDN will cache the static content. Static content. And cache memory will only collect the information in a key and values, not the images, audio files, video files. So if I'm talking regarding with the online shopping website, your product details will be coming from the cache memory and your images and the videos are coming from the CDN networks, which is the static content. Okay. Now here, whenever we have that, let's take again the example of Netflix. Let's say here we have a Stranger Things. We have a one series which is called as Stranger Things. And now here we have a second season, right? But also we have a movie, B movie, C movie, right? So these are the movies. So let's say out of that movie from the India location, somebody has accessed A movie and B movie. That's it. And the Stranger Things too, right? So that much data only present in that edge servers. Whatever the edge servers are there, the data will be present over there. That's why you can see that, okay, these are the searches. You can easily get that from the Netflix. You will get that information. So these are the movies and these are the seasons are there, right? Series are there, or you can just search from the search bar. So that's it. Now here we have that A movie, B movie, and Stranger Things 2, right? Now for the caching purpose, there are two things. Either you can go with the global caching or either you can go with the custom caching. Now global caching means what? It will purge each and everything. Let's say after 1 month. If I'm saying that after 1 month you need to update that. You need to take an update from the main database. Then what I can do, if I'm using the global, then it will copy and paste A movie to over here. It will copy B to B over here. It will copy Stranger Things to Stranger Things over here. So this is the global caching. If somebody has changed over here, which is the season number 3 has launched, then what? Then this is the only update. But because of the global caching rule, we took that A, B, everything. It's a kind of huge amount of data. Then what is the use of this edge server if I want to, after every 24 hours, if I want to copy in each and everything from the main database? It's a very, very huge amount, right? So instead of that, we can go for the custom caching rule. So inside the custom caching rule, it will check A is equal to A, forget it. B is equal to B, forget it. Okay, Stranger Things 3 is there and here we have a Stranger Things 2. It means some new updates are there. So the only new updates will coming over here inside that custom caching rule. Okay. Then where we can use that global caching rule? Satellite information, which is continuously changing, right? Weather information, which is continuously changing, right? So for that kind of application, you can choose the global caching rule, where every data is changed after some particular time period. There you can go with the global caching rule. But for the Netflix or OTT, we can go with the custom caching rule. And because of this, we can only get the updates after every 2 hours. Also, I will check for the updates. That will be easier for me. Only I need to take the updates. That's it. So I can take it from after every 2 hours as well, right? So these are the different caching rule. Now on that caching rule also, here we have a query string caching behavior. Query string caching behavior means what? Ignore a query string. Ignore query string means what? Let's say in Netflix, there are multiple options, movies, cartoons, like that. There are some multiple options. So let's say if I'm accessing a particular movie, then www.netflix.com and then slash. After the slash, whatever is there, it is called as a query string, right? So either you are adding any kind of query, whether you are accessing movie, whether you are accessing TV shows or anything, then also you will be redirecting to this one only. Ignore that query string and go with that netflix.com only. Always it will show on the netflix.com, redirect you to again and again and again and again on same page. So this is an ignore query string. Another thing is bypass caching for the query string. Bypass caching for the query string means what? If let's say you have cached netflix.com, now if somebody query for a particular movie file with, let's say, Pirates of Caribbean movie, right? Somebody has said, okay, www.netflix.com/movie/Pirates of Caribbean. Whenever somebody puts some query string, then always bypass the cache, bypass the CDN and send it to the main database. So if somebody send it on the query string, then you can just bypass the caching and send it to the main database. And then here you can store that cache every unique URL. With the query string, all these things, you can cache that every unique URL. If I'm searching for the Stranger Things, if I'm searching for this Pirates of Caribbean or the Harry Potter or anything, you can cache each and every unique URL over here inside the CDN. So like that, there are multiple features. Now here we have a engine rule or rule engine. Inside that rule engine, you can add the rules as well, or you can add the actions as well, cache expiration. So you can just put that cache expiration, as I said, and this is by default cache expiration for the streaming platforms, OTTs. Your cache will be there for 1 year. Let's say if I'm accessing Harry Potter, then that Harry Potter will be stored in the cache memory for 1 year, and then only it will expire. So it is by default given for some kind of applications. But on that level, if you want to override it, you can do that. If you want to bypass the cache, you can do that. If you want to override it, so let's say 1 year, no, I don't want that 1 year. Make it as a 6 months. So you can just put that in hours and the days and each and everything. Let's say if somebody not set that things, then you can set it by your own. So like that, there are multiple actions are there. Modify the request, cache key query string and the response header, everything you can just change it from here, right? So these are the different things. Now, what we are going to do, this is my endpoint. Either you can create an endpoint from here, or either you can create an endpoint from the storage account. So let's say this is my storage account. Now here, if I'm getting inside over here, see here, this is a Azure CDN. This is Azure CDN. Now this is the endpoint name. See here, this is my endpoint name. So what is my endpoint? madhvicdn.azureedge.net. And by using that endpoint, I will reach out to this origin. What is that? HTTP and then Madhvi storage 12345.blob.core.windows.net. It's a URL of my storage account. But from the storage account itself, if I want to access something, let's say I have uploaded some blob in the test folder or the test container, then my URL will be like this: https madhvistore 12345.blob.core.windows.net/test/ that particular image. Right? So like that. So from the endpoint also, I can reach out to this origin. But after that, I also need to do that /test and / that image name. Right? So let's say if I'm getting inside my, let me just copy this URL, copy that URL and just paste it over here. Okay. No, what is that? Copy that. We just cancel this all. Okay. Now here, let me just get inside my storage account container. As I already store some image, right? So I can just get inside that image. Okay, let me just upload it again. I have removed that. Okay, let me just get it from here. I have that policy, right? And let me just restore it again. Okay, this is my image. If I'm getting inside that, so this is my property and this is my URL. So I can just go for that and then this is my URL. So what is my URL? My storage account URL, after that test and then this image name. So I need to copy this. I need to copy this test because I need to put it over here as well. So let me just copy that and then hit on access. See here, I can access it. So whenever I'm accessing it from here, this URL, this is coming from East US region. Okay. For the first time, if I'm accessing it from the CDN profile, then first time it is accessing from the East US region. But if I'm accessing again from any location, it will be accessing from my nearest location. Okay. So like that, here we will have that. If you right click and inspect, somewhere you will get that information, what is the latency and all for that. And then you will get to know about that, what is the, that image is coming from the nearest location or from the East US location. Okay. So that's it for the CDN profile. Any questions till that?
No,
yes.
Madhavi. No, Madhavi.
Okay, great.
Hopefully we'll get more once we revisit this.
Yes, sure. And just what I can say, just go through that each and every recordings and then try to do the same things. Okay, what
Sure,
I have
Madhavi.
done over here, just try to do the same things. Then it will clear more for that.
Absolutely, I got it. Right.
All right, so I think we have done with this part. Now let's go for the how to administer Azure resources. Okay, so we have done with the CDN networks, we have done with the cache memory, we have done with the 4 resources, which is the event grid, event hub, service bus, and storage account queue. Now let's talk about how to create the resources by using the different options. So in order to create the resources, what we have discussed till now, how to create the resources by using the portal, right? We know about that. This is the UI, user interface. So we can just do that by using the portal. But also you can create it by using the PowerShell command. Also, you can create it by using the CLI command, and also you can create it by using the ARM template. Also, you can create it by using the Ansible, Terraform, and so on. So that are the not our considerations. We will going to talk about the ARM template till the ARM template. So we have done with this part. Now, if I want to create it, and these are what? These are the scripting languages. These are what? These are the scripting languages. Now, why we required the scripting languages? Whenever we want to create the script, it will take too much time because there is no UI, right? We need to select each and every options from ourselves only. So it's hard to do that if I'm comparing with the portal. Then why we have the scripting language option? Anything? Okay, so let me just take the example. Okay, I want to create a virtual machine, two virtual machine, maybe this virtual machine 1 and VM2, right? Here we have the Windows operating system as well as I need to install the IIS. Here we have a Linux operating system and here we have a Apache, right? Web servers. Now I put each and everything in the availability set, right? In front of that, I just put my load balancer, right? So I can access it by using the load balancer. Now, in order to create this architectural diagram, what I need to do? By using the portal, I have each and every options in front of me, in front of the screen. I have each and every option. So I can choose my virtual machine, create the availability set. I can create the virtual machine with the Windows, Linux, Apache, I can install it, and then load balancer and each and everything. I can do it. That will be easier for me. Maybe it will take 30 minutes to create the whole infrastructure. It will take 30 minutes. Okay. Now, if I'm doing the same things by using the scripting languages, it will take for the first time 3 to 4 hours. Because all the options, I need to figure out how to do that in this one and this one, how to add that. So maybe for the first time, if you know about the PowerShell and CLI, then also you require 3 to 4 hours. You have to spend it. So for the one-time deployment, this will be easier. Portal will be easier. But here, after 3 to 4 hours, your data, your script is ready with you. You can store it in the storage account. You can store it in anywhere, local machine or anywhere, right? So your script is ready with you. Now what happened over here? So if somebody says that you need to create the same scenario or the same architecture 10 times, you need to create it 10 times, then what? So for the 10 times, you need to spend 30 minutes and 5 hours, right? 10 times into 30 minutes is equal to 5 hours. You need to spend 5 hours. But if your script is ready, you just need 10 minutes to run that script. That's it, right? You need only 10 minutes to run that script.
So,
10
Madhavi,
times.
like for this writing the script, even for example, a person who's not so much acquainted with this CLI and PS in that case. So, do we get any kind of ready-made scripts which we can tweak it as per the requirements and we can just paste it?
Okay, so here, if I'm going through that, just search for PowerShell for Azure. So here you will get that what is Azure PowerShell and you will get each and everything. See here, get started with the Azure PowerShell. But I will show you the simplest method for that. You don't need to go over here and there. You will get that simplest method. Okay.
Okay.
So this is a PowerShell. Now, what I'm talking about, if it is an automation, If it is an automation kind of things, then scripting languages will help you in that over the portal. If it is only one time, then you can go with the portal. But if it is a multiple times you need to do the same things, then you can go with the scripting languages. So if you are good in a PowerShell, if you are good in the CLI, you can choose as per your choice. So Microsoft will provide you all kind of solutions. So you need to choose which one will be best for you. That's it, right? Now let's say if I want to create the resources by using the PowerShell or the CLI, this is the Cloud Shell. Now, inside the Cloud Shell, it will first of all ask you for the storage account, as I already created that storage account. So it is not asking me. For you, it will ask you for the storage account. You have to create the storage account. By default, here you need to just say yes to that. That's it. And then it will create the storage account in the backend. So that storage account means what? It's a cloud drive. So it will simply just create a storage account with the file share, where this is a scripting language. It will create some log files, as well as sometimes you need to store something, some files and folders, right? So for that reason, this particular data space will be used, or the cloud drive will be used. Now, if I want to open a new session, because it's a very, very congested, right? Here I am having that half part of my main portal, half part of this Cloud Shell. It's a very congested. Then I can go for the open a new session. I can go for open a new session from here. And from here, I can just cancel it. Now, once I done with that, here, see that here you can upload or download some files as well. So in the back end of this particular Cloud Shell, we have a cloud drive, which is having the 5 TB data space, where you can store something, where you can upload something, where you can download something. Now, if you want to get inside that, this is an open editor. You will get it from that. See here how many files and folders are there. See here my cloud drive, which is having the one file folder which is named as a DP900. Some files which is the WT-HTML, which is having some files which is a YAML file, madhvi.yaml file and all, which is a WT-HTML, right? And here we have a multiple other things as well. So if you want to upload something, if you want to download something, if you want to create some files, you can do that. And then Control Q. For the quitting from here, you can use a Control Q. Okay. Now here we also have a bash. Bash is a CLI command, which is the CLI means what? Command line interface. Either you can go from there, or either you can just go for this PowerShell. Now, if I'm talking regarding with the PowerShell, this is a blue screen. So similar way, in my laptop also, I have same things. In my laptop also, I have a same thing. So let's say if I'm searching for the PowerShell, so it will give me two things. One is the normal blue color screen like this, and another one is this one, light blue color, right? And which is the name as a ISE, integrated scripting engine. If I'm running it as an administrator, so what is the advantage of that ISE? Let me show you that. So whenever I am doing it for the from the PowerShell, if I want to create anything from the PowerShell, I choose this option only, PowerShell ISE. Instead of writing it from here, I will choose always that ISE and run as an administrator. Now, why? Let me tell you that part as well. So let's open this. Maybe it will take some time. Okay, let's work. So see here, it is not giving me only a blue screen, but it will give me these tools or views inside that where I can do some, see here, show script pan. There is one show script pan is there. Now by using that here, I can do some trial and error. This is my scripting point where I can just run some command over here, or I can just copy and paste it over here, or I can just write it over here, and one by one I can just run it. So either I can run a selected part, or I can run a whole script. And see here, there is a AZ command. See here, there is a AZ. See here, these are the commands. So that option, you are not getting it over here in the blue color screen. You are not getting it. You will get it from the ISE only. Okay. Now, here, you need to create it, or you need to use PowerShell for the first time. Then you need to do something. First of all, you need to check get host. And PowerShell is the one who is very, very intelligent to understand what is the capital letter and small letter, everything. So you need to write it and then use the tab option, tab button. You need to just click on that. Then it will change it over here like this. Also, it is intelligent to understand the Windows commands as well as some of the Linux commands. So here you can choose the ls, or you can choose the dir as well. For both the options, you will get the same output, right? Now let's say if I want to run it, if I want to run the selection, I can choose that. If I want to run a whole script, I can choose this one. So first of all, you need to get the host. So remember that you need to have your PowerShell 5.1, at least 5.1, which is the latest one, right? After that, once you're done with that, you need to check whether your execution policy is enabled or not. So most of the time what happened, your execution policy is a restricted by default. So you need to do it as a unrestricted. So how to get that thing? So let me just put that get execution policy. You can just use a tab and then you can just run it. So see here, you can just run the selection. See here, it is unrestricted. But if you want to set it, you can just choose that set. And this is the another advantage. See here, as I said, you don't need to worry about that. If you are using the ISE, it will give you the, if it will prompt you the what you required actually. And then it will also show you what is the example command. And also it will prompt you like this. See here, whenever you are using the hyphen, it will give you what do you want next? I want that execution policy. And then whether you want to unrestrict it or whether you want to restrict it, you can just choose it and then use tab. In order to select that, you need to use tab as it is already unrestricted. So my work is done, right? Now, PowerShell can understand the commands of Windows, not the Azure commands. So if you want to understand that PowerShell for the Azure commands as well, you need to install the AZ module. See here, AZ module. You need to install the AZ modules. So if I want to install it, install modules, I can just choose that. See here, install modules. And then I can just put a name as AZ. I can just put the name as a AZ. So it will by default install all the modules and it will take some 15 to 20 minutes for that. So as I already done with that, so you will get that commands, which is the AZ option. Now how to write, if I want to create something, then there are some few commands are there. And what are that commands? So there are commands like this. First of all, we have a get command. After that, we have a set command. Get means what? If you want to read something, then you can choose a get information. I want to get that information. You can use a get command. Set command means what? If you want to set something, you can choose the set command. After that, if you want to add something, then you can choose the add command. If you want to create a new things, new resources or anything, you can just use a new command. If you want to delete some resources or resource group, you can choose the remove command. Right? Now, if you want to connect, so these are the few commands only: get, set, add, new, remove. That's it. Nothing much. But if you want to first time, you are using the PowerShell for the first time, then you have to add your account, add your portal account over here. So for the first time, either you can use the add command or either you can use the connect command. And then for the second time onwards, you can use simple login and log out. Right? Now this is what do you want? This is what? For the PowerShell, what is the command? Start from what do you want? After that hyphen, you have to use the hyphen, and AZ is must. Capital A, small z is must. And then for which resource? And then for which resource? It should be in a one line. There is no space in between. What hyphen AZ for which resource? So for example, let me just do it like this. So first of all, let me just log in AZ account. See here, it is prompting me. So I'm just choosing that and then get entered. So first of all, it will redirect me to my page, login page. So where I need to select my account or I need to add my account. So let's wait for a while. It is really very slow because of my machine. So let's wait for a while. What There is no option, right? Let me just choose one thing. Let me just add that. Let me just add it. Add EZ account. Okay, and then add it. So let's see. Okay, it is asking me for add madhi.chetan21@gmail.com and then enter. Okay, send a notification. What is that? 96 number. Approve. Okay. What is that? Account token. Okay, then I need to connect with my account. Okay. Let me just go with connect AZ account and then tenant ID. I need to choose my tenant and then I need to provide my tenant ID. So where is my tenant ID? Let me just get inside the Active Directory. Here we have the tenant ID. Let me just try it by using this. So if you fail to do that, then you can just go with the tenant ID as well. Let me just copy that and paste it over here. Enter. Let's see. Is it working or not? Okay. See here, now it's working. But what is that? it is having that subscription number 1. So in my tenant, we have a 2 subscriptions. So if you get inside that, see here, there are 2 subscriptions. First one is the Visual Studio and the Azure one. So first of all, I need to fix this, right? So first of all, what I can do, I can get that subscription. First of all, let me just put it over here. So I can just choose get AZ, and then what do you want, for which resource? Subscription. Okay, use the tab to check that whether you have your spelling is wrong or not, right? And then get a subscription, which is the, okay, not required. Let's get the subscription only. So see here, I have 2 subscriptions. Now I want to set the subscription. Set the AZ subscription. Let me just put that subscription. Where is that? Or let me just put that subscription, SUB. Okay, and where is that subscription option? SUB. Do we have it or not? AZ, let me just put that. Okay, something went wrong. Set AZ. Is that something wrong with my spelling?
So if you put S, will it work, or is just subscription only?
It's a subscription. SUBSCRIPTION. Yes, this is the correct one. Maybe it will take some time. So let me just put it over here. Set AZ. Okay, it is something hang somewhere. I guess it is hang. Subscription, just do that, tab it. Okay, I need to wait for some time then.
Okay, now Madhavi, you have to can you just keep the S as capital, AZS as capital?
Yes, I'll do that, but I need to check why it is not working.
Yeah,
That tab option.
Yeah, because I see that yeah, A as capital and S as capital, not that one. Yeah, AZ subscription, A and
This
S
one
should
as
be,
well,
yeah,
subscription.
yeah.
But after that, if I'm hitting over here, it is not showing me any kind of option. Sometimes PowerShell will go hang.
Because I'm seeing from the image, it's using that E as capital and S as capital.
Yes, it is capital and small letter, but PowerShell will do that by default.
By default, correct.
Yes, I don't need to worry about that. AZ. If I'm using that AZ subscription, it is not working for the subscription only. So get AZ subscription, it is working for that. So let me just put that. Set AZ. It is not working for that. If I'm using get AZ subscription, it is working for this, not only for the set subscription. I don't know why. What is that issue? Okay, let it be, but I can show you from here as well. So by default, see here right now, by default, it has selected my this Azure subscription one. But if you want to select that, or if you want to set that, then you need to run this. AZ set subscription, you need to keep it as a capital A, S, capital A and capital S. And here you need to add the subscription ID. So here, let me just show you from here. Here we have that subscription ID, right? And then you need to select that subscription ID from here. So let me just select that. Just copy that. Let me just do like this. This is the one. Copy that and then paste it. And let me just copy that from here. Instead of get, let me just make it as a set. And then let me just run it. Okay, what is that? Set agent subscription is not found. Set agent subscription is not found. Why this is so? Maybe something. Or set AZ context. Either we have it. Okay, this one is okay. All right, maybe they have changed that. So let me just run that one. Okay, now it's working. So what was the previous one? So previously we have to set the subscription with the subscription ID and this, and then we need to add here set AZ context. Now I think they have changed that, and in a one line itself, you can just directly use that set AZ context if you want to set the subscription, and then this is the subscription ID. Okay, see here, now my subscription is done. Now, if I want to search for something, then which command I can choose? If I want to read some resource groups and all, then which command I can choose over here? Get, set, add, new. Which one?
Get.
Get. So I can choose here get AZ resource group. See here, and then I can just mention about that. Okay, get resource group. And then if you want to use it, or if you want to read it by using the file table file format, then you can just go with that. Format is a table, FT. So you will get it in a tabular format. Otherwise, you will get it in the kind of things. First resource group, second resource group, third resource group, like that. But here I will get that in a tabular format. So you need to use that if you want to run a command, parallel command with that same command, then you can choose the pipe and then FT. Now let's say if I want to create something, let's say if I want to create a new resource group, then I can choose a new over here, new AZ. See here, whenever I'm selecting that new resource group, then it will show me what things you need to do. So I will choose this. After that, what is next? Okay, I need to provide the name of it. Then I can choose RG's PowerShell, right? This is a PowerShell. I can choose that. And then after that, I can just go with the space and then here hyphen. Okay, I need to add my location. My location is East US region and then enter. That's it for me. For the resource group, that's it for me. So I can choose it. If I want to do the same things from here, then it will not prompt me. See here, if I'm choosing new AZ resource group, okay, and after that hyphen name, I need to provide that hyphen name RG hyphen 2, like that. And then I need to provide the location as well, like that. It is not prompting me these things. So
Bhani,
this,
I think something like fade is coming up, but definitely you have to change the name and location as per the requirement.
yes, what?
It's prompting, but it's in a fade. It's a fade background.
No. As
Okay.
I have used over here, na?
Oh, okay.
So
They're
that's
taking
why it
that.
is showing over there.
Okay.
Otherwise, if you are doing it from here, from the scratch, it won't prompt you. So let's say, for example, if I'm doing it new hyphen AZVM, so it is gone. See here? So it is taking it from here. So as I use that, right? PS and then East US region. So that's why it took that.
Correct.
Now, once I create that, here, if I'm selecting new, It's a new AZVM. See here, if I'm selecting AZVM, then what is the next? So it will prompt me like this. Let me just put it over here. See here. Now here it will prompt me which resource group you want. Okay, you want to create it in the RGPS. Okay, you can just choose that. What is your location? Let's say if I'm saying that my location will be again East US region. And then what is next? So here you can choose your age zone, you can choose your zone, you can add your public SKU, you can add your this one, you can add your tag, license type, and each and everything you can add it. So let's say if I want to add the name of my VM, so I can choose this name of my VM, I can just choose that, and then let's say VM PowerShell. And then what is next? Let's say if I want to add my image. So I can just choose that image. Let's say 2022 Azure Edition Core. I can just choose that and then hit on enter. See here, it is asking me what is your virtual machine's username and password. So I will choose that Salunke, and then password will be this, right? And then I can click on OK. See here, instead of that, if you are not choosing anything by your portal, kind of your portal only, it will choose by default the standard D2S V3 and all. But you can mention each and everything you can mention, but that prompt is not here. So whenever I want to work with the PowerShell, I will prefer this.
Correct. Got it.
Okay. So that is the easier way. Now this is regarding with the PowerShell. Now let's go for the CLI command. So this black window is a CLI command, which is a bash command line interface. Now here, if you are asking me which one is the best option to work with the CLI command, whether the local machines command prompt or this one, so I will say that this one is easier. So like that for the PowerShell, this PowerShell ISE will be the easier one. So like that in the Cloud Shell, this one will be the easier one. So in order to use it on your laptop or on your local machine, first of all, you need to install AZCLI. Maybe you are using the Mac OS or Linux or anything. You need to install the CLI on your laptop. See here, the latest version. So once you install it on your laptop, you need to run it. Okay, see here, you need to run it. And then from the command prompt, you can go with that. First of all, AZ login, and then you can start to work with that. But for that, I can suggest you from here, because it will give you the variable option. Means what? You can define here variables, but here, if I'm using it from my local machine, it won't give me the option of variables. I cannot use the variable. If I want that resource group multiple times in my script, I need to write that resource group multiple times in my script. I cannot use the variable for my resource group naming convention. But here I can use that, right? So let's say here a simple one. If I don't know anything here, inside the command prompt also, inside your local machine or here, no one will prompt you like a PowerShell ISE. Okay, so here you need to write it by your own only. Now, what is the format of that command? So inside the CLI, first of all, you need to start with AZ, which is a small AZ. You need to start with the AZ. After that, here you need to type which resource, space, and then for which resource, and then end what do you want with that resource. Okay, so if I want that AZ resource group, and then what do you want? List out. You can just use that. But here there are multiple shortcuts are also present. So you can choose that shortcuts as well. For example, let's say if I'm choosing AZ, and for the resource group, you don't need to write a whole resource hyphen group. You can use a group. Okay, group. I want the list of that. I want a list. And what is the very beautiful feature? You can anytime you can take the help. So if I'm saying that -h, or I can say that -help, either you can use the -h or -help, then it will give you each and every detail. So what is that? AZ group means what? You want to manage that resource group. Lock, you can either lock it, you can create it, delete it, exist it, list it. See here, this is a list. So I can choose that list, right? So here I can say that list it. But what is next? What I can put that over there? So I can take the help again. So you can choose that. See here, help it. Help, you can just take it by using, you can list out by using the debug. You can list out by using the show error output. Okay, output table. See here, there is a table. So I can put like this. Okay, output will be either you can type -output or you can type -o. So I have chosen that abbreviation. So I can just use that -o and then table, enter it. See here, here I will get that table format. If I want to create it, then how to create it? AZ, for which resource and what do you want? I want to create it, but I don't know how to create it. Take the help. So it will show you each and everything. You can add a tag, you can add this one, that one. Location, either you can type it like this, -location or -l. Either you can type it -n or -name, like this. See here, required space. These two are required. So I will go with that now. I can just go with this. This is a create, right? Name, RGCLI, and then let's say location, right? Location East US region. I can just put that. See here, it will generate that resource group for me. Similar way, if I want to create the public IP address or anything, you can just choose that. Let's say if I want to create the web app, I don't know what is that. You can just take the help. Is a web app. So you can do one thing. You can just go for the auth, config, connection, chorus, deleted, deployment, identity, anything. You can just, okay, see here, create a web application. Okay, I can just do that, create a web application. So let's say if I'm create, but I don't know what is next. So I can just take the help. See here, how to create the web application. You will get that information. Is this clear? How to do that? Anytime you can take the help from that Azure CLI commands. Is this clear? Yes?
Yes, Madhavi.
Okay, great.